Okay, so our today's biology topic is immunity. Like health and disease is known as immunity. That is known as immunity. You'll be thinking, what is health? Like, health is a state of physical and social well being. It is also the state of free from illness is health. Now, what is disease? Like, disease is the entrance of pathogens in the body. Like, infection that is causing in the body is known as disease. Even these diseases also affect our immune system. So now let's see what are the types of disease. Today we will only discuss about the duration. Even like duration word itself is telling what does this mean. Duration means like how long the disease would be staying in the body. Okay, so now that duration is having two types. One is acute, second is chronic. Acute, chronic. Now what does acute means? Like these are responsible for the short term and they are having very high intensity. High intensity. Like high intensity, our body will respond in very high intensity. So now like fever, if we take an example of fever, we do think like this is a disease. No, it's not a disease. Like it's very for the short time and it's having very high intensity. Like fever is for the very short time but it is having very high intensity. Even we can take example of flu. So now if we are having fever or flu, so like these are symptoms of that disease is going in our body. These are the symptoms, not these are disease. Okay, so now let's take chronic. Like it's basically opposite of acute. What was an acute for the short period and having high intensity, but for the chronic we will be having for long term and they would be having low intensity. Okay, for chronic we do take example of TB. Like it is for very long period or long term, like it's for the long time, but it is having like a less intensity. Okay, even we can maybe TB causes can be bacteria. Or another example we can take that is plasmodium. That would be protozoa. Even like we have studied this that in the ninth that malaria is the cause of plasmodium. Immunity. You must have heard about the immune system. Immune system is like the protection of a body from the bacteria, fungus, or this all kind of disease. So now, what is immunity? Immunity is like the way of against the infection diseases, pathogens, whatever. And we can say like it's the ability of the body to kill the bacteria is known as immunity. So we are having two types of immunity: innate and acquired. So now what is innate? Like it's by birth, and acquired, that is like after birth. So in this, if you do take an example of a man who is riding a bicycle and he's not wearing anything like a safety instrument, so if he just fall down, if his leg got broke, so this would be not by the heredity or something, this that would be like after birth. That's not like by birth, that's after birth, so that would not be transferred to their children's offspring, so that would be acquired, like it would be not permanent or not transferring from parents to offspring. Innate is like these are non-specific, and these are very specific. It is having two types, which are like physical barrier. All the organs which protect ourselves, like which protect our body from many pathogens. Like we can even take the example of mucus secretion. Is like physiological logical barrier, in which here we are talking about the like organs, and this will be talking about obstacles, which are invading. So obstacles which invades us from, like here they protect us from the organ, in this they will be protecting from these obstacles. If we take an example of saliva, saliva is also a good example, which secretes salivary glands, whatever that is. So in this we'll be talking about the secretions or the glands, like here it was the organs, in this we have secretions or glands which will be protecting our body. This cellular barrier, in which like immune cells of the body works. This works as monocytes. Now these three are the example, like these are the components.